Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of our Gridiron Football Player of the Week show. I'm your host, Jace Lejeune, and man, we're winding down. We're already in the week 9. We're going to go over every single week. We award our Gridiron Football Player of the Week, and one of the perks of being Gridiron Football Player of the Week is we'll also get an interview with us. And this week, we're kind of continuing that linebacker trend because another linebacker this year has won our Gridiron Football Player of the Week. And it's Archbishop Hannan linebacker Greyson Dupre, and along with his head football coach, Coach Steve Soper as well. So congratulations, Greyson. We'll start off with you. Obviously, you're the man of the hour here, our Gridiron Football Player of the Week for Week 8. But Greyson, you definitely deserve it, man. You came up close 2 weeks ago, but you finally got the award. So congratulations, Greyson. What does being the Gridiron Football National Player of the Week mean to you?
It just like shows. Well, it doesn't show only just my hard work, but also my team. Because I can't tackle anybody if my D line doesn't do their job. So I don't know. It's kind of more of like a defensive award. Like we're taking it kind of as like a whole team thing rather than an individual thing. So just glad we're getting our flowers, kind of thing.
No, absolutely, and your community really, and I'm going to talk to Coach about this as well. I mean, the support. I mean, even last time y'all came up like a couple hundred votes short of winning. Y'all had like 17,000 votes last time. Y'all had another 11,432 votes this time, and it wasn't even a contest. Y'all won it on the landslide this week. But what does it mean for really this community going out and supporting Grayson and allowing him to get this award?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, what program doesn't like their kids to get recognized? It's awesome. And just the outpouring of support is huge. I noticed, this week our internet was running a little slow on campus. Hopefully that was because everybody was on there clicking and voting for Grayson. But no, man, anytime where one of our kids get recognized for something they did really well, and not only that, our program does well, is huge. And, you can't thank, the community support behind them and everything like that. It's nice to know that, it's not just, the people inside the locker room. You have the people outside of campus and the neighborhoods and everything like that are behind our boys as well.
Absolutely. That's really one part of it, is the actual, the voting of it. But the other part of it, you have to ball out and you have to show that you deserve to be on their Gridiron Football list. Because, I mean, every week, Coach, I know you send nominations every week, but we always have like 50, 60 nominations, and we have to narrow it down to 15. Like, we can say, like, hey, any of these 15 we can see, and they can definitely win it. It wouldn't shock us that they win Player of the Week. And we also going to talk about his performance. We're also going to pull up his highlights right here and talk about his performance as well. But Greyson Dupre, this was his performance last week, some of his highlights here. But going over the numbers, 20 total tackles, and it seems like 20 tackles is pretty amazing, but that's something that you do really like on a daily, a weekly basis, like 20 tackles. But yeah, 20 tackles once again. You had 2 forced fumbles. You had a pass breakup and a tackle for loss in this win against Cohen. Grayson, talk about your performance and how you felt you played against Cohen last week.
Um, I mean, I feel like I feel like I played decent. I'm just trying to play complementary football, so I'm trying to do my part and my individual picture just to make sure I'm not letting down my D linemen, not letting down my safeties, not letting down the offense. So that's kind of the goal, just going into every game this today as well. Just trying to make sure that I'm not letting anybody down because I'm being selfish or going for tackles or something.
Yeah, what play stood out? You forced a fumble right there. Were there any plays from that game really stood out to you the most from last week that you're proud of?
Um, Probably, probably the PBU because just I don't get many opportunities to block a pass. Well, I don't. It was a dropped pick. That's what it was. But
Mhm.
it happens a lot. So uh, I'm glad we can call it a PBU and not a dropped pick.
That's the more correct way of saying it. Right? PBU, right? There's no drop picks, right? So that's what we're gonna call it. Coach, I mean, just it seems like this is just every week from Greyson. I mean, 20 tackles, 15 tackles. Look at the stats every single week because I know we cover Greyson a whole lot. But yeah, just what's it like to have a guy like that, and what makes him just every single week he seems like he's just kind of a bring your lunch pail type of guy, and then he consistently comes up with stat lines like this every week.
Oh, it's huge to have a guy like Greyson, and not only, it's one of those things where, excuse me, it's not just something that just shows up on Friday. I mean, between him bugging me and Coach Kelly about stuff all week long that he sees on film and everything, it's one of those things. The work that's done from Sunday through Thursday, preps him ready for Friday. He's a student of the game, gets it, and it's one of those things where there are guys across the state, as far as ability wise and everything like that. And I think one of the things that really sets Greyson apart is just having a nose for the football, having an understand of what offenses are doing, and being able to make the right reads. And obviously with the D-line play, keeping him clean in order to make, 15, 20 tackles a game is huge. But having Greyson having that ability to put himself in the right spot, I think is just a game changer for us as a defense as a whole. And again, it's one of those things. It's not just the switch on and off on Friday. It starts on Sundays and carries itself all the way to Thursday. The prep work is huge. Being able to, guy watches more huddle than just about anybody we have on the group. So it's not something that just it gets turned on, and it's something that he builds it and works for throughout the week, and then just puts that sucker in overdrive on Friday and then just goes through it. So having a guy like Greyson is huge for our defense as a unit.
And Greyson, you talk about coach, that you're locked in not only on Fridays but really through the whole week. What drives you? What fuels you to be great?
I mean, it's a blessing to play the game. I mean, you can ask him. He doesn't have any eligibility left, so he's long gone. So, I mean, just being able to play, and if I'm going to play, I might as well do it to the best of my ability. There's no point of doing it half-butt, silly,
Sure.
But like just giving it my all, because I know just how much I love the game, and then everybody else on my team loves the game. So I'm going to give my best self to receive their 100% back.
Exactly. And you also want to showcase what you can do, obviously. I know you've gotten some interest from some colleges. Talk about the recruiting process and how that's been for you at this point of your senior season.
It's been pretty good. It's getting slow. I mean, they also have their own seasons to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this thing where they were saying there's also coaches coaching for their job right now as well. So they're not really too focused on recruiting right now. It's going to pick up, but just trying to keep posting, keep positive with everything, just because there's no point of getting discouraged. You only need one opportunity. You're only committing to one college, so just finding the best option.
Yeah, and to talk about some of those options right now, what are some of the schools that really stood out to you throughout this process right now for you?
So far, the biggest one or the biggest two is Millsaps and Ave Maria. Ave Maria is an NAIA in Naples, Florida. It's really nice out there. And then Millsaps is a D3 in Jackson, Mississippi. Really like the people over at Millsaps. I'm going there this Saturday, actually, and for a game day visit. Yeah, I really love all the coaches that have reached out to me. But, yeah, great people over at Millsaps. So I'll see them tomorrow.
Yeah, and coach, also an opportunity to let's pretend that there's a college coach right here. And what would your message be to them if they wanted to go and visit you on campus? What would you say to them about trying to recruit a player like Greyson?
They're getting a steal, plain and simple. When you want, I mean, every coach in the country, high school, college, I mean, you want guys that can play ball and are good kids as well. He's a great guy. He takes care of his business on and off the field. we are definitely a better program with him than without him. And it just, wherever he ends up playing, that coach will be back because of Greyson Dupre.
Mm-hmm. Well said, Coach. Well said. Let's talk about the season this year, guys. I mean, right now it's kind of crazy. Like we mentioned, like you only had so many chances left because it's week 9, and it is pretty crazy how this season has really flown by. But for Greyson, 3-5 right now. 2 great teams to wrap up the season, the regular season. Lakeshore and Franklinton, and just what's Coach been preaching and what's been really the focus as a senior leader about this team over at least you're knowing that you're guaranteed 2 more opportunities.
I mean, the biggest thing really is just we have the guys just being mentally tough and mentally being there, especially coming up with today, just with the style of offense they run. You have to be really mentally tough and like just completely buy in. So because physically and we have the people, we have the talent, we just need to collectively as a group play as one. And once we figure that out, we'll be playing December 12th, I think.
Yeah, Coach. What about talk about the season so far? 3-5, and you have actually increased your win total from last year to this point. So, what you've seen from your team this year, and what you want to see from them as we conclude the regular season.
Well, it's one of those things. We know the record is not where we want it to be. Obviously it's been increased from last year. Progress is there. It's never as fast as we want it to be, but it is there. It's one of those things where the biggest thing for us, and, not to sound cliche, is a 1 week at a time focus. We want to be better than we were last week, and so on and so forth, and it's one of those things. We're in a position right now, with the power ratings and everything, we're kind of on that fringe. So, with the last 2 weeks, it's kind of backs against the wall kind of time. It's one of those things where we can't sit there and watch it and focus on it, but it is there, and it's one of those things where if we come out and just do what we do, play with the best that we can, not try to do too much, all the other stuff will take care of itself, but we have to be focused on us. Right now we're, in about 4 hours, we're worried about Lakeshore Titans, and then we'll move on from there. But, it's kind of one of those things. Everything's laid out for us. If we want to make that jump into week 11, if we want to make that deep run like we talk about, the guys are bought in and everything like that, well, here's your chance. So it's pretty much laid out for us. We just got to go out and compete.
Yeah. And 2 great measuring sticks as well. I mean, Coach Brennendez does an awesome job with Lakeshore, and I know Coach Salt does an awesome job with Franklinton. So these are going to be really great measuring sticks as well for the team. But no matter what happens for Greyson, whether, like you said, being on the fringe of the playoffs and all that, we all know that you're guaranteed another game after the season. And obviously you've committed to play in our Gridiron Football All-American Bowl game at the end of the year. We'll make an announcement about that pretty soon on our website. But talk about the extra opportunity to showcase your talents and have that opportunity to show what you can do against some great talent all across the state of Louisiana, but also from outside the state as well.
Yeah, I kind of view it the same way as I viewed the camps I participated during the summer. Just like getting another opportunity to play against somebody I would have never played. Getting to play against kids from 5A schools in Louisiana, outside of Louisiana, just different talents, because it's just going to sharpen my game. Just because I know that some of our backs in our district that we played are good, some of them aren't, but there's always different strengths other people have that I can learn from. I can learn from the other linebackers. So just getting around people that are really good is just going to help me be a better player.
And Coach, what are your thoughts about Greyson again? That opportunity to play at LCU, Louisiana Christian University, and the big college coaches there watching them. So, give him just another opportunity to showcase what he can do.
Oh, it's huge, and just being, getting a chance to play and compete again, it is huge. But no, it's definitely great whenever we get our guys recognized, well deserved recognition. Greyson's going to go over there and do well. We do need to move that game a little closer because Pineville's a long drive for me now. So, let's see if we can scoot that a little bit closer. No, I'm definitely excited for Greyson and the opportunity. It's going to be great to get out there and compete against some of the best guys. But we're definitely excited for him and looking forward to watching him succeed.
Oh, definitely, Coach, definitely. And as we wrap up the interview, because I know we're at that 15-minute mark, Greyson, I know Coach talked about it, but talk about the fans. I mean, that was they went all behind you, coming up short just a couple weeks ago. Now you won it, and then when you had another opportunity, man, they took advantage of it. Just talk about your family, your friends, the support. Talk to your dad. I know the moms were voting a whole lot. I can tell you that the football moms were. But yeah, just give a shout out to the Hannan community and just the school community going out and go above and beyond and supporting you.
Yeah, it just shows that how much Hannan loves football. I mean, from the people in the locker room to everybody supporting from a distance, everybody's really excited when we do well. So just like giving Hannan the opportunity to vote and have something to be excited for is huge. And just appreciate everybody that voted. And my grandma, love my grandma. She voted a lot.
And your grandma as well. Gotta give a shout out to grandma as well for definitely Greyson. You're a smart man. And we talked to Coach as well as to wrap up as well. Just final thoughts to the Hannan Nation, to the community going out supporting y'all the last couple of games of the season and continue to get behind y'all.
Without a doubt, every person in the stands, whatever, it takes a whole community to make this all work. And, and not just from, fans, when you talk about the, dancers, cheerleaders,
Sure.
People at home watching everything, the band, it's huge. It's not just, it's not just us, it is the whole Hannan High School together, and, the outpouring of support and everything, obviously, whether it's, for Greyson, other guys making different player of the weeks, just getting recognized is huge, so we can't be more thankful enough to the people that are behind us, and not just, the great number of people. It's not just, 2 or 3 people sitting at home in front of their computers. You got multiple people spread out that are just outstanding, and it's great when, the boys show up for a game on Friday night, the stands are filled up. Everybody likes playing in front of a full house. So we can't be more thankful enough of just the support going forward with everything.
Absolutely. And Greyson will also get a Letterman jacket patch. We'll be giving that to him pretty soon. It's going to say Gridiron Football Player of the Week. So he will get to go around campus with his Letterman jacket and show that off. And he's also in contention for the goals. So the Player of the Week is a blue one, and the Player of the Year is a gold one. He'll be in the nomination for that as well, as all of our Player of the Weeks have been. But Greyson, continue to do a great job, man. You're having a great season. Continue to stay healthy, finish the senior season out on a strong note, and then obviously we're looking forward to seeing you play in our Gridiron Football American Bowl game at the end of the year. And Coach, doing an awesome job with the program. Keep up the good work as well.
Thank you, Jace. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Thanks. Well, guys, you know the drill. We only have a couple more weeks left in the regular season, so we're going to do this again. Nominations will open on Saturday from coaches and fans, and then we'll close them on Monday at noon. We'll release the nominations of finalists on Monday afternoon at 5 o'clock, and then we'll continue to open voting through Thursday. We'll have donation votes for the bowl game at 8 o'clock, and then we'll close donation votes, and the final voting will end at 9 o'clock. And then we'll announce the winner at 5 o'clock on our YouTube channel and on Facebook. I appreciate Coach and Greyson for joining us this week, and we'll see you all next week on another edition of our Gridiron Football Player of the Week show.